Welcome back, you guys. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Swadik Mayanja, but you guys can call me Q, and we are on another episode of the Everyday Hero Show, where I bring to you someone in your life or someone in my life that brings us joy, happiness, good things all around, but does not get the credit that they deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know, I don't know what you've been doing. I'm kidding, because I didn't know. I found out super late. It is EDER Nurses Week. It's special. I don't know why. Well, thank you so much. I don't know why ED nurses get their own special week, but we'll find out, because I got many questions for our guests this week. We have Nyssa from the Q Word podcast.
The Q Word podcast.
The Q Word podcast. She's the host of the Q Word podcast. She is an EDER nurse, whatever you want to call it. It is ED Nurses Week. It's a special week, so let's just jump on in. Nyssa, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks for having me. I love being with Q the nurse for the Q Word podcast connection there.
That's right. The Q, it's a good letter. It's a good letter. Yeah, it depends on what the word is, but it's a good letter. So, Nyssa, just origin story. I want you to give me the real origin story. Who are you? Where are you from? And why nursing?
All right. So I'm Nyssa Hattaway. I am an emergency nurse is my background. I fly full time, but still stay PRN in my local emergency department, where I have my whole foundation of my nursing career. I love that place. And I hope I never leave there. Nursing is a second career for me. I have a degree in something else from a previous life. So my family was involved in a very serious car accident, and one of my children, he was just 7 months old at the time, he was very seriously injured. And so we ended up in the pediatric intensive care unit for over a week, probably about 9 or 10 days or so. And then he had a lot of follow-up. He ended up back in the PICU a year later for a scheduled surgery that was pretty major. And just going through that whole experience and seeing how the healthcare team cared for him and cared for us as a family, and then also kind of how his little body miraculously healed itself with their guidance and assistance, I just wanted to be a part of that. So once the littles were big enough to go to school, then I went back to nursing school.
Wowzers. So first and foremost, that's deep. Okay. So that's a huge reason to switch your career. Was nursing ever a thought before this accident happened? Before this happened, was nursing ever an idea, a thought, a profession you were thinking about? Or is this totally out of left field? After it happened, you're like, I've got to do this. It
was like a lightning strike. If you had told me in high school I was going to be a nurse, I would have said, absolutely not. No way. Not a chance. So it was a 180.
Well, good for you. Well, I'm happy that you've joined the nursing profession. I do believe that nursing is the greatest profession in the history of the world. And it's a good thing that you are in the ED, but you just said that right in the beginning. You said that you do flight. Explain what that is versus just regular emergency room ED nursing.
Right. So flight nursing is basically what's happening in the ER, only we do it in a little shaky tin can in the sky. So we do two different types of flights. We go directly to the scene where EMS has called us, often to a very rural area where the patient needs more resources than they can get in a hurry. And then the other one is where we go to a local facility, maybe a small hospital, a community hospital. They have a patient that needs more resources than they have at their facility, and they're asking us to take them to a large trauma center or to a comprehensive stroke center or a pediatric hospital, a burn hospital. Those are some of the kind of patients and calls that we do. Okay. So it's emergency nursing. It's just 10 steps outside of the hospital.
Which is super intense. And I want to get back up there, right? But let's rewind, right? Because nursing as a second career, I think this is, I love nursing because there's a lot of different entrances into how you can join the nursing profession. And it's one of those professions, once you do get in, there's a million different places you can go with nursing, right? So I want you to back up. As someone who joined nursing as a second career, a second degree, was it difficult getting over that hump? And then once you became a nurse, why did you decide the ED?
Right. So going back to school was interesting all of a sudden, where I was solid BC student in high school and my first time around in college, I wanted A's, and A's in nursing school, that's tough.
It's hard to come by.
Yeah, it's hard to come by. And I had a family at home, little kids, and I was spending every minute with my nose in a book. And it was a very different college experience than I had the first time around. Nursing school is no joke. It is so hard. For good reason. The stakes are also very high when you're caring for patients. So you got to know your stuff. But I definitely, if you took all the years of studying I did in the 4 years for my previous bachelor's, it wouldn't have matched probably one semester of nursing or anatomy and physiology. So it was definitely a very different experience. ER nursing, I did not pick it. It picked me. I picked labor and delivery. I went to nursing school to be an L&D nurse. The whole time I was in nursing school, I was sure that I was going to be an L&D nurse. I just sort of serendipitously got assigned to the ER my senior practicum. And I went down there and thought, what is happening down here in this place? This is crazy and amazing and ridiculous. And I love every bit of it. And I hired on as a new grad to the ER, and I've never worked a day of labor and delivery in my life. And it picked me.
Have you worked in any other unit, floor type of nursing, or has it been ED the entire time?
So I would do all of my overtime. So 1 shift a week in the ICUs, the adult ICUs. So med-surg, surgical trauma, and neuro. And then I did an agency contract in a burn ICU, all the while working full-time in my ER. And then I have also done a clinical instructor for nursing school, and they were assigned to a renal med-surg floor. And so I worked with them as a clinical instructor on a med-surg floor, but I've never done a day of med-surg. I've never done L&D. I have done some ICU, but my full thrust has been ER.